Multilingualism is normal for human beings. According to most estimates, 2/3 of the world's population is at least bilingual. It's quite common for people to speak 3, 4, 5, or even more languages in places like India, Europe, Africa, and Southeast Asia. LEX founder Yo Sakakibara was inspired by the birth of his first child to bring multilingualism to Japan, which at the time was a very monolingual culture. He collaborated first with experts at Harvard and MIT and later with colleagues in Japan, and he created a method based on the way that multilingualism normally develops in a natural environment. The LEX method makes it possible for people of all ages to acquire multiple languages in a fun, playful social setting.
He just picks up words. I don't think it matters to him what language the word is in, right? He's just picking up language generally as a 2-year-old all the time and repeating language that he hears. And for him, the singing and the songs are really, he loves songs, he loves singing, so he picks, it doesn't matter what language the song is in, he'll easily pick that kind of stuff up.
Kids learning language in natural environment, just not like a school sitting and like learning grammar, but they just have fun singing and dancing. But in daily life, suddenly they start to using the phrase, and I realize, oh, they acquire something in that kind of lively atmosphere.
I've always enjoyed learning foreign languages, but I've never been able to devote much time to it. And when I heard about LEX, I was a little overwhelmed by the idea of 7 languages at once, and have since discovered that there's even more than that if you want. I like the reason to be practicing, because I found doing it entirely on my own, I didn't stick with things. You know, I would start a series of language tapes and get through about tape 6 or 7, and then I'd get busy and didn't have a lot of opportunity to practice, and so we would drop off. With language, you have to interact, right? Like that's the key. You can memorize all the vocabulary you want. I remember I took 3 semesters of Spanish in college, and I went off to Spain and could barely say a word. You know, I had this vocabulary stuffed in my head, but in the moment, couldn't form sentences. So yeah, I think it works really well for us, and it's more fun than I thought it would be, and less work. I don't feel any pressure to do it, and then it's amazing the things that do come out. I'll think, oh right, now I remember that word, when I didn't even work at it. It's just, I've sung the song so many times that now I know the words.
The more languages you know, the easier it is to learn the next one, which is not what we would have expected growing up in the States. We had that sense of there's only so much that your brain can do, and it will get full of English, and there might not be enough room for French. But if you make room for French, there's certainly not going to be enough room for Japanese. And that sense of it's limited. And it turns out that from all the studies that they've been doing and the research, and now that they have the MRIs and the fMRIs, what they've discovered is that it's not a question of enough. There is enough. There's more than enough. When you learn a language, you're strengthening the hippocampus. It's involved in memory, and three parts of your brain that are involved in language. Whatever you use in your brain will get stronger, will have more activity around it. It can change the structure of your brain. So it's exactly the opposite of what we thought.
Research has shown an association between multilingualism and mental flexibility, creative thinking, abstract thinking, critical analysis, ability to focus, executive function, and even empathy. In fact, brain imaging studies have shown denser neural tissue in the brains of bilingual people. It's generally accepted that denser neural tissue means greater intelligence. So anyone who's looking for a good brain workout would be wise to consider language learning. Research also indicates that multilingualism helps to protect the aging brain from cognitive decline. So there are important benefits at all stages of life.
host stay, and she was just enthralled with having visitors from Japan there, and she still talks about them. We have origami that she did with Coco, and she still remember that and remember Coco and that sort of thing. It certainly made an impression on her.
I came here really, I was just thinking about learning languages. I started meeting people from all over the world, and I had a chance to do homestays, and I just find that I'm more comfortable with a whole range of folks. I'm excited and look forward to getting to know all kinds of people. This is how we will stop thinking each other is strange. There is something in us as animals that in a group it's us and them, but the broader experience we have, then we come to realize that this is the range of human. This is the range of us.
Solo sé natural, oye amigo, tomodachi, solo sé natural.